Corbin Vaughn makes a move at the point, walks into the circle, makes a move to the net, he shoots, he scores! And Corbin Vaughn has broken Chase Coward's shutout. Fed down the ice for Aremba, hit the referee, Aremba breakaway, scores! Sam Aremba with the second of the season, took a weird bounce off the referee's skate. It would have been a puck in the corner if Boreavalis takes it over the line, right wing side, waiting low, shoots, scores! Another 5-hole goal. This time it's Boreavalis. Braden Barnett lays out Manti. Barnett slips it in front, scores! Zane Rowan! What a forecheck by Braden Barnett. He lays the boom and feeds Zane Rowan in front. Berg rushes over the Brandon line into the slot. He shoots, he scores! What a shot by Berg as he goes coast to coast. Right point now. Vallis, side of the goal, Aremba in front, they score! Tanner Howe! Great no-look pass on the side of the goal by Sam Aremba, who finds Howe.
Welcome to Pat's Cast, the unofficial Regina Pats podcast. It's November 5th. It's episode 150. Yeah, it's a nice.
Woo, 150.
Yeah, it's a nice round number. Hey, Kevin.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. Anyways, so a 3-3 game week. Wasn't the greatest week. We got one win. Would have liked two, but I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Hey.
Yeah, couple kind of duds. One really dominant game, but a couple duds. And yeah, well, what can you do?
Yeah. So let's start with that Wednesday game. I wasn't there, so you're gonna have to carry me through this. But I mean, by the sounds of it, I didn't miss much. I got home, turned on the game, and Corbin Vaughn had a nice goal. I was like, oh, they're kind of back in it. And then I kind of tried to keep one eye on the game, but I didn't really see much of it at all. But it was kind of nothing there, hey?
Yeah, I don't want to really talk about it too much, but a nice goal by Stanek to get the scoring started for his EA. Posted in.
Of course, Stanek, right? Like,
yeah, that was a bad trade, but whatever. That is what it is.
Yeah, long gone.
The one goal, I can't remember which one it was, but Pye made the stop, and the guy was right on top of him in the crease, and he just chipped it through. I think that was the third goal. And an empty netter, of course, seals the deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was, I don't know, the game was just kind of blah. There was Western night, and it just didn't resonate with the players.
Friday.
Oh, that was Fridays. Never mind. Wrong game.
That's all right.
Three games to talk about. Kind of got them all mixed together.
Just looking at the stats. I mean, PA had 7 power play chances. Pats had 4.
Yeah. Surprise.
Yeah, it seems like the Pats are taking a lot of penalties lately here.
It's becoming a problem.
Yeah.
Like Sunday's game kind of showed.
Yeah. A kind of a stat. Not to jump ahead to Sunday, but Dante mentioned in a stat that they hadn't given up multiple power play goals since like October 7th until the Sunday game.
Yeah.
So, and the power play's been really good, but you just keep giving teams chances, they're going to score, and then
the PK is still over 80% even after Sunday's game, which is nice to see, especially after a couple years where it's kind of in the mid 70s, lower to mid 70s.
Yeah, exactly. And you look at that. Oh, I'm on last season standings here still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you're in the top half of the conference. So, that's not bad with 80%.
80% is better than 70% or 75%. So,
yeah. I mean,
and then Sunday's game kind of really knocked the number down too. So,
yeah, exactly. But then you look at the power play number; it's only 19-1. Like that's in the basement almost of the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, the power play just hasn't. I don't know. They haven't found the trigger man, so to speak. I guess. So, and they don't get a ton of opportunities.
Yeah.
But they I don't know. They don't have the quarterback. I know Berg's doing his best. He's getting points, but they don't really have the guy that can command the power play. They have issues with the power play. They have trouble if they can't score right away. They have trouble getting into the zone.
Yeah. I mean, you look at, again, Sunday, the one power play goal, or the one goal they did score on the power play was quick right away. It was like 7 seconds.
Yeah, off the hop. It was like
Yeah.
face off, win, puck over, pass, in.
Yeah.
But they have trouble. They have trouble gaining the zone. Like I don't know. Just they don't have the. I don't know what it is. There's just something not quite there.
Yeah, got to work on that. Obviously, what they've
Well,
worked on with the PKs worked.
yeah, the PK, they get in the way, they block shots and stuff like that.
I think that's kind of the addition of those new D men is really helped out there, and that's
Oh yeah, for sure.
still working.
And the whole tactic, they're playing, they're playing a different style on the PK, which is nice. But
Yeah, so that Wednesday game kind of, I don't know, it's PA. The Pats really struggle with PA here, there, anywhere.
this last little bit, yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, so it's kind of disappointing because that's a team you kind of expect to match up with, be able to win when you can't, it's a 4-1 game, like I guess 3-1 with the empty netter, but it's a game that should look better for the Pats, right?
Yeah, a couple not so great goals, but a couple really nice goals by PA. So you got to give them credit for the goals. But it's just one of those ones where the Pats just couldn't get anything really going. Yeah, and they had a disallowed goal, which
Okay.
you couldn't see. You couldn't tell if the puck was underneath the goalie or on top of the goalie's the pants because it's black puck, black pants. You couldn't tell. They went to a review and it was no goal, and yeah, another disallowed goal.
All right. So they called it a goal, or they just
No.
no, okay. They just reviewed
the
it.
ref kind of waved his arms or whatever, like the normal. They go, whoa, calling the play, and then they reviewed it, but you couldn't tell from the replay, the overhead or anything. You couldn't tell if it was in or not.
Well, there was that other review last week. We couldn't see the puck in the net, and they called it a goal. So
But I think they had a different angle than what they were showing
they
on the
must
big
have,
screen,
right?
So
No, for sure.
because they have multiple cameras in that little room, so
Yeah. Yeah. So, you start the week off with a loss, unfortunately, but then Friday, and I know Rob Van Stone mentioned it on the post-game show. He's like, the team looked totally different between Friday and Wednesday.
100%.
Like, I don't know, you just get that early goal, like they scored a minute for it again, right?
Yep.
And it maybe just changes the game for them.
Gives them the momentum, gives them the boost. And the fact that Aremba scored the goal, who hasn't really done anything really too much up to that point.
Yeah, it was only
Got them started. Yeah, got them started and then put them on the right track.
And he got a bounce. Like, the puck was going to go deep into the zone, and it hit the ref's skate, right? And then he just picked it up.
Right to him. It was.
And it's a breakaway, right?
You couldn't have written it better.
Yeah, for sure. And then you get another goal, Vallis, and then you get a goal later in the period, Rowan, and it's
His first of the year.
His first of the year, yeah.
Finally.
Well, even this whole game, you look at Aremba, Vallis, Rowan, and then Vallis and Aremba add seconds. It's those older guys, like we mentioned, that need to start scoring more.
Need to step up, and they did that game. Like, they really did. And Berg was being Berg on defense. Got, 3 points?
Yeah. A
Goal and 2 assists. Like, that was the veteran game.
Yeah.
And they took advantage of Eskett in Brandon's net. He probably wants a couple of those goals back. But hey, take advantage, do what you can, score as many goals as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well. And one thing that was really interesting is,
No, go ahead.
is at the end of the game, Brandon had a penalty, and the Pats decided not to put their top unit out, which was kind of a key to Sunday's matchup.
Yeah, right.
Saskatoon.
I mean, it's a 6-1 game, and Herauf put all the young guys out, which is, I think that's kind of
it's a classy move. It's
Yeah.
a classy move.
Yeah. I guess we can talk about classy moves in that game. Continuing to play Henry.
Matt Henry.
Matt Henry. I almost said Nick. But yeah, the guy was just running around looking like a kind of a fool. And Al Dumba, I guess on the broadcast, he called out Matt Murray, the coach, and like, why are you playing this
Marty
guy?
Murray.
Marty Murray. Why are you playing this guy? And kind of stuff. So it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that kind of player is kind of gone by the wayside a few
Yeah.
years ago, and it's bizarre. that the dude played like 10 shifts and he got 2 misconducts and
Yeah.
tried to fight like Brinson a
Multiple
couple
guys.
times. I think he tried to fight one of the Vaughns. Like,
Yeah. Everybody,
Like,
like, for the most
seriously?
part, just walked away. Like, they did the right thing.
the dude's got 2 goals in his career. Like,
Yeah. And how many
why
penalty minutes?
even
Triple
like,
digits?
170 something? I think 174 by this. He has 174 penalty minutes in 66 games with 2 goals.
So that's 3 a game, basically. Yeah. That's,
So-
yeah.
The next couple games against them will be interesting because I'm
Yeah.
sure he'll want to go after somebody. Will the Pats do something about it? I don't know.
Yeah, but they had some good discipline, kind of just trying to skate away from him. I mean, Brinson had that one, kind of just grabbed him. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, that happens in every scrum, and he gets a penalty there. That's kind of
Yeah,
that's
that
an
was-
odd penalty.
That was one of those referee even it up kind of penalties. It's
Yeah,
not-
and I kind of mentioned to you, well, that's the refs just not losing control, but not taking control of the game. Like, why would you even that up? Like,
Yeah,
clearly one
well-
guy's an aggressor. The other guy didn't do anything. Brinson didn't punch him, didn't stick him, just grabbed him around the shoulders, around, and tried to pull him out. And
Yeah.
he gets a penalty. Like,
yeah.
that's weak.
Well, the officials aren't used to that kind of stuff anymore. They're used to little skirmishes, but nothing over the top like Henry going after guys all the time.
Yeah. I mean, in every scrum, you always see guys just grabbing each other and kind of pulling them out, and that happens every
Yeah.
night, right?
Yeah,
And
all the time.
to give him a penalty, that's kind of weak, I thought. But
It is what it is.
so we did see a fight though, Roger McQueen and Jackson Vaughn. So
Yes.
that was interesting. I didn't really take Roger McQueen as a guy that's willing to go, but
Well, in all fairness, though, too, Vaughn, he probably wants to scrap a little bit, but he hasn't really scrapped much in his career, and it was
it was a
for
pretty
2
good
young
fight.
guys. Yes, we're not supposed to really talk about the
Yeah.
fights, I don't think, because they're young kids, but if they're willing to go, they're willing to fight. Hey, it is what it is, and it was a
Yeah.
good scrap. Got to give them both credit.
Yeah.
McQueen has like 4 inches on him.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
probably quite a bit of a reach, and
Definitely.
turned out to be a good scrap. Got to
But
give them both credit
I
for
think
standing
Vaughn's
in
got
there.
a little more experience there, right? That kind of
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
But
but yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was interesting. It was a very physical game too. There was lots of big hits in that game.
that's right. Yeah,
It was nice to see some physical play, and not get penalized for physical play.
yeah, yeah. Because that fight
That-
came off of a big head.
Yeah,
That wasn't penalized. That was
yeah,
I can't remember who it was on. It was Jackson on somebody else, and then McQueen stepped up. I think is what happened, right?
yeah. That rings a bell.
Yeah. So I mean, you go from the PA game, which is kind of a blah nothing game, and then you go to Brandon game, and it's night and day difference. Like,
Excitement.
it's nice to see.
That's the Western night.
Yeah, that was
First
Western night.
500 people got cowboy hats, and yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah.
They had a concert. Can't remember the guy's name is. The guy from Weyburn, Braden
I don't
King, I think his name was.
I'm not
It was
country
interesting.
music,
It was
but
it was neat to have him, but it was hard to hear him because where we were in the press box, you you could hear the drum over most of the stuff.
yeah, that was weird. Yeah.
And for being a promo night, the attendance was kind of sad. It was
Yeah,
for a
what
Friday
was it?
night, 2898, not even 3,000. That's unfortunate. Like this team isn't going to be blowing the doors off people all the time, but they're hard workers. It's too bad there's not many people in the crowds, but we know the
Yeah.
things. We understand, but it's too bad there's not more people out to
Yeah.
watch them.
No, we're just saying it's a good team. Like, they almost
They're hard. They work hard. Even when they're getting beat, they work hard.
yeah.
Like
There's a difference
They may
between
have
this year and last year.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you don't see them out of very many games. Like we said, like earlier in the season, like the Saskatoon game, there, and kind of the Prince George game was tough. But other than that,
Yeah,
they're
well,
in, they're in every
Prince
game.
George. Yeah, Prince George jumped on the Pats early, and that was it.
Yeah.
They couldn't rally.
No.
And the Prince George had enough skill just to say,
Squash
poo-poo,
them.
you guys. If,
Yeah.
if the Pats would have scored a couple goals, they probably would have scored a couple more just
'cause
to
they
rub it
can.
in the faces, kind of. Yeah, because they got the guys that can score.
Yeah. Yeah, you got anything else from that game?
No, I
All
think that's about it.
Yeah, we'll listen to Brad and Berge.
After a couple tough games offensively, what do you think of the team's breakout tonight?
Yeah, it's something that we kind of got to give it hand to the guys. We didn't get frustrated. We were generating chances last game. I just didn't think we were executing the way that we were capable of. And tonight things just fell our way.
Yeah. How about defensively? Well, we'll give it up the one goal.
Yeah, no, I like the way we've been playing defensively all year long. We have a real committed group to playing a structure, and we defend well as a unit.
Getting lots of practice on that penalty kill, still working, but too many penalties, as it seems.
Yeah, no, I think Dante kind of brought that up to me, and we're doing a real good job on the penalty kill, but way too many penalties, and it's been happening here a few games in a row, and it's kind of the way we play a little bit. We're pesky team, we're fast, we're on people's hands and sticks, so penalties are going to happen, but we definitely got to find a way to take less.
Another test is with Saskatoon coming up again. What do you want to see from the team there?
We just need to play a complete game. They play real good hockey, and for us, we got to bring our game. I thought we brought our game, for the most part tonight. And Sunday afternoon is going to be a test, and we need to have mind, body, and spirit.
Berge, he's kind of been doing it offensively and defensively. What have you thought of his game this year?
Yeah, Parker Berge, he's a self-made man. He's someone that's come in and, he's a late-round pick. He's made himself into a hockey player. No one spends more time in the gym, and, the guy works at a gym all summer long. So he put a summer in that he knew we wanted to come back, and we knew the minutes he was going to be playing for us, and he came back ready to do that job.
Do you think he had that offensive game in him?
I think that with just the ability, I think with the opportunity that he was going to get this year, I think I think he's had some of that abilities, but he's really worked hard on his game the last couple of years to when he got this opportunity to be ready, and it's showing.
What do you think of the team's response here tonight after a couple of tough games offensively?
I think it was great. Lots of guys were coming in. Everybody knew what they needed to do, and I think we played a great team game and finished it off well.
How were you able to keep them down tonight?
I think just playing our game. We got pucks in deep. As much as everybody likes to say it, but we did what we needed to do. We got pucks in deep, forechecked hard, and we did everything the right way in the way that we wanted to play the game, and pucks went the right way and went on the back of the net.
Your game, you've kind of broken out offensively here. What can you attribute that to?
Yeah, I think just my summer. I thought I worked on a lot of different things and helped out, and obviously the team's helping me out too. Guys are scoring when I'm giving them the pucks, so it's great to see everybody kind of putting it together.
Do you think did you know you had that in you with this opportunity that Brad's giving you now?
Yeah, I think I always did, and obviously it's nice to have that opportunity from the coaches, and I'm trying to run with it the best I can.
How do you guys find a little more consistency? Yeah, you played some tougher teams lately, but how do you find that kind of offensive consistency?
Yeah, I think it's just everybody kind of coming together and realizing the way that we're winning, and it's making sure that we're doing that every game and on a consistent basis, and making sure that no matter what team we're playing, we're doing the same thing.
All right. So, you got one good one, one bad one, and then you go into Saskatoon thinking, okay, Pats just beat Saskatoon here. It was a pretty good game. They've had and then the two other ones were kind of blowouts. Well, penalties, like we talked about before, that kind of was the key there.
It was like Friday night was nice to see some physical play that was not penalized. 20-some seconds into this game,
Yeah.
Barnett hits a guy.
Double minor.
I don't know. Penalty, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
2 minutes. Sure.
Double minor, boarding. Yeah. And then Parker Berge takes a hooking penalty or a slashing, whatever it was.
It was a hook. He kind of had his stick up because the puck kind of bounced up. I think he was maybe even trying to play the puck a bit, and whoever it was just grabbed onto, just chicken winged his stick.
And he went down, and then it was a 5-on-3.
Yeah.
And bada boom, bada bing. It's 2-0, 3 minutes, just over 3 minutes in.
Yeah, the game was basically over there.
Yeah, it's too bad, but they were talking about getting started early, and they didn't get started early.
No, they, yeah. I mean, they gave up 50 shots in this game, 3 power play goals. It was just not a good recipe tonight.
39 shots in the first 2 periods.
Yeah.
11 in the third. So Saskatoon even they sat back a bit in the third.
Yeah,
Pats
definitely.
did push back a bit, but
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of an even second, third period ish.
yeah, other than the first 6 minutes, it was a pretty fair game.
But I mean, you already got that. You had that 3-goal lead late or early.
And it was yeah,
And then
hard to come back from that.
No, I mean, then Remba scores. He gets another one. Like, great to see him rolling. But then
Yeah.
Saskatoon scores a minute later, right?
Yep.
In the second period, Howe gets the power play goal, like I said, early in the power play. And then less than 3 minutes later, Saskatoon scores. So they just couldn't get any
Yeah.
momentum going.
Yeah, it was nullified. They nullified it by poor play, turnovers, whatever. Just yeah. Saskatoon they were all over the Pats, especially Wong. Wong was just
Yeah, and he hadn't done much yet this season. Not much, but his numbers aren't kind of maybe where you think they'd be. But I mean, Sidorov, and he's got who else was it?
Wong's got 27 points now. He had 5 today, so
yeah, had 5.
his points are there, but he's just not scoring. He's not doing a lot of the goal scoring.
It's Sidorov.
He's got
that's doing the goal
22
scoring.
assists. He's got 5 goals, 22 assists. So setting guys up, but
yeah, I can't remember who else was on his wing there. Lazowski, I think because he's scored quite a bit as well. Him and Sidorov are kind of the goal scorers.
yeah. And on the power play, it was with Armstrong.
Yeah.
That's a guy that would look kind of interesting in the Pats uniform, but it's too late for that.
Yeah. So speaking of Saskatoon's power play, PP1 was out with a minute to go in the game.
Yeah.
We alluded to that earlier. That's kind of a...
You're up 5-2 with a minute left, or minute and a half, or whatever left, and you put your top guys out. Like that's not right.
No, not at all. Right.
Like had that happened like 20 years ago, there would have been a brawl.
Yeah. Definitely.
And of course, they score on it.
Yeah.
And they celebrate. Well,
Yeah, like it's
Armstrong really didn't celebrate, but a couple other guys over celebrated. It's like, are you guys serious? So now hopefully the Pats have the rematch on Wednesday, so hopefully they come out and lay a kick in on them.
Yeah, right. We seen the last game here. Pats played much better here.
Yeah.
So maybe they can repeat that. Maybe they're due. They had one bad game. They had one good game. They had one bad game. Maybe they're due for a good game. I mean,
Hopefully, yeah. And unfortunately, Kelton Pine didn't have a great start.
yeah. I mean, 5-on-3, it's tough, right?
Yeah.
And then you give up the second goal, and then the third one was the 5-hole was a little tough. But it is what it is. Actually, I'm glad you mentioned that. So, going back to Friday night, I was going to mention Huey looks a little more less flippy floppy, a little more.
He looks more settled in.
Settled. There's a good word. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks
That's what I
more
was looking
settled in. It's nice to see, and he comes in on Sunday and he kind of 34 of 36. It was nice to see him rebound.
Yeah, he gave up one and then a late power play goal there.
Yeah,
he played 47 minutes, 34 or 36. So that's not bad at all, right? I'm sure he'll be.
Those are some good numbers. Yeah, that's what even Dante said that during the broadcast.
Okay. Yeah, so he looks, getting more time here, getting more work, North American style stuff, practicing this way, that way. He maybe he's going to turn out to be something more, right? Like, we don't know.
Yeah, well, with the talk that Drew Sim is only a few weeks away, maybe this is kind of helping settle the debate at who might be here once Sim gets back.
Yeah, right. You're going to have to do something when, I guess it is when Sim comes back. Like, it's not like they're saying, "Oh, we're going to move him" or whatever. I mean, they're not publicly going to say that, but it's going to be an interesting situation because you got two 18s, then you got a 20 coming back. It's really hard to move a 20 goalie, especially that hasn't played all year yet.
And the fact that the Pats have 3 20s on D, it's going to be more interesting. If Sim comes back, 3 20s on D.
Yeah,
that's a lot of 20s on the back end,
well,
no matter
plus,
how you look at it.
Yeah, so you already got one extra D, and you got Bridgman coming back. He's day to day, they say. So you're gonna have 2 extra guys on D. So somebody's probably got to either get sent down or moved at this point.
Yeah, because
So,
they don't want to have a ton of guys on the lineup. So
yeah, so
it's gonna be interesting next couple weeks.
Right? Yeah. I mean, so if you do want Sim playing, then obviously one of the 20 D he'll have to sit at least. And
Yeah, and they have once Sim does get activated, they have 10 days or whatever
10
it is, or
days,
2
yeah.
weeks, 10
Something
days,
like
2
that.
weeks to get to make a move. So
that's
do they take that chance
on
and
Sim.
bring? Yeah, and what do you do with the goaltending? What do you do with
Then what do you do with
Huey
one of
and
the other
Pine?
18s?
Yeah. So there's lots of what ifs happening coming up very, very shortly here. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. And then
Miller's got some moves to happen.
another what if that we kind of alluded to was Suzdalev coming back. And then after we recorded last Sunday, we hear on Pat's TV on Tuesday that Alan Miller expected a decision on Suzdalev this week. And
Yeah, he said he was expected to know something by the end of the week kind of thing. And
nothing
yet. But Hershey's now played 11 games and he has not suited up once.
Still hasn't played.
It doesn't make any sense to for the Pats. It would be nice to get him back, but it doesn't make any sense for a 19-year-old not to play at whatever level because it's just going to hurt the development. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's interesting. Be nice to know kind of what they're thinking, but maybe we'll hear something this week.
Now Hershey doesn't play again until Saturday, so they have like the whole week off. So maybe they'll be making some moves. I don't know what's going to happen. It's interesting because it would be nice. It would be nice to get him back for some scoring, or if they were to get him back and move him, he'd bring some assets back.
Definitely. Yeah, there's good value there. He'd look good on the power play.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of what ifs coming up here. There's going to be some roster shakeup for sure. I mean, Sim's obviously going to play a little bit, and then they'll have to decide there.
Or the whole that whole thing with Sim, like, are they going to bring him back and actually play him? Like, we don't know. We have no insight into that or anything like that. But it's interesting that they were talking that maybe November, maybe December, maybe the deadline, and all of a sudden I hear we hear he's practicing. It's like, it's interesting.
Yeah, and apparently he's looking pretty good. So, I mean, it is early November, so maybe he's game ready by near the end of November. So
yeah, but yeah, that's only like 3 weeks away.
Yep.
So they got some thinking ahead, planning. Like, I'm sure they got some planning going on. They're trying to figure out what to do, trying to figure out their situation.
Yeah, and the 3 overages on defense isn't ideal for your roster in the long term.
It's not really ideal for too many rosters, period. Yeah. It's pretty much unheard of. Even though Medicine Hat's got 3, it's weird.
Yeah, right. You're not.
I totally get 2, but 3 it's just a.
Yeah, that's half your team. Yeah, it's your half your lineup, right? Your half your
for the next year you got.
Yeah, they're gone. You're not giving
three automatically gone.
Yeah, you're not giving minutes to some younger guys that could use that development. I mean, I like all 3 of them, but
don't get me wrong, I like them, but it's unfortunate that they're 03s.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting what they do there, because I don't know. As much as you want Sim, I wouldn't mind seeing the 2 18s play, but do you want 3 20s on D. That's not ideal either. So
And to have two 18s that are totally splitting the duties, it's not good for momentum for a goalie either. Like some goalies need to play more and more
that's true.
to get into things. Like it's hard going back and forth and back and forth. But they have done pretty well. There's been a couple blips on the radar, but they have done really well. They got decent numbers. Both of them still have really decent numbers compared to a few years ago with some of the guys the Pats have had. So
yeah, right. And I mean, neither of them has really taken the reins, right? Like, okay, Huey comes in tonight and really looks good, so maybe he gets to start again, or not again, but gets to start on Wednesday against Saskatoon again, and go from there, right? Like they're both 3 and right around 900 save percentage.
yeah,
So, I mean, neither of them have really taken off. That's kind of what maybe the team was waiting for, but maybe you got to give a guy 2 or 3 starts in a row. To
yeah.
really
That's
see, right?
it's like I said, it's hard to get momentum if you play every second game. It's hard to get anything going. Like after how Huey played on Friday, I thought, well, maybe they would have given him the opportunity today, but they're pretty much staying true to their every second game.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see Kuzma still here. Well, it's not. He's only played 3 games, but from the sounds of it, he's going to be able to play the whole time that Temple's gone. Apparently, it was mentioned on the radio.
Yeah, that it doesn't count, or he can play more than 5. So
Yeah, because the Pats are short guys. Because Whitehead's still injured or whatever. So I guess they're able to keep him around for an extra couple
Full
games
6,
just in
yeah.
case. Yeah.
I mean, it is kind of odd that since they do have another signed player, that they call up a underager, and he's allowed
Yeah,
to play.
it's. I guess they got an exemption or whatever. I don't know what the deal is, but it's interesting because they have Zacharias signed and they have Stinton signed too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
They
Stinton.
have
Yeah.
a couple guys signed. They could bring guys in if they needed to, but I guess
They're allowed to. bring in the
they're able to have him in, and I don't think he looks too bad. I think he's got some size. He's not playing a ton, but he doesn't look out of place.
Yeah, exactly right. So,
But yeah, this week is going to be interesting.
yeah. So I guess we can look ahead here. We got Saskatoon again here, and then a home and home with Brandon on the weekend. So we don't know what Saskatoon's all about. We've just seen them a couple times here in the last 10 days.
Yeah, and we don't know what we're going to get with them. We don't know what kind of play the Pats are going to give.
We don't know what we're going to get from the Pats.
Yeah, exactly.
And then,
Is it going to be the start on time Pats or the start too late Pats?
Yeah. I mean, Brandon, if you can come out hot again, I mean, that's a team you should beat. Saskatoon,
Yeah, they're
obviously is a little tougher. I mean, we'll take 2 wins out of the first 4 games with Saskatoon any day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But Brandon's got to kind of key in on Brandon's.
Yeah, because Brandon's underachieving or underperforming or whatever. They have keys and pieces that could be a better team than they are, but they're just not doing what a lot of people expected them to.
Yeah, and I mean, we hadn't seen them here yet. But like that first game in Brandon, it's the first game this season. You don't know what you're getting from either team. And for the Pats to come back in that game and win that one after going down 3-0 early was nice to see. And then, yeah, just a great game here, obviously, on Friday. So the start time on Saturday, November 11th, it is Remembrance Day. It's a 3 p.m. start. So if you are watching the game.
Yeah, according to the schedule, it's 3 p.m. So, yeah.
And then 4
early
o'clock,
afternoon.
Yeah, 4 o'clock here on the Sunday back here.
Yeah, it's just the weirdest times.
Yeah. So
But
I wonder if the Pats are going to drive out Friday night.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I don't know. That's gonna be weird.
At least they'll be able to get back at a decent hour.
Yeah, that's true. Because if game will be over they'll be out of there by like 7:30. They can get back really good
By
time.
midnight. Yeah. So,
Yeah, it's such an interesting schedule. 3 o'clock and then 4 o'clock.
Yeah, 3 on a Saturday. I mean, this is a holiday. I don't know if it has something to do with a holiday. We thought maybe the CFL playoffs because Winnipeg is playing at home. But, I mean, that's Brandon. It's Winnipeg. I don't know. Like, it's
Yeah,
interesting.
hard to say. Like, it's interesting. I saw the schedule at 3:00. I thought, well, maybe when the schedule changed, like the time changed, not the schedule. I thought the time changed, maybe 4:00 there, 4:00 here. But it's as of right now, according to the schedule, it's 3:00. So
Yeah, right. Yeah, because the time does change tomorrow morning. So, or tonight or whenever.
it's actually changed right now. It's
is it
it's
already?
different time right now. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways. Yeah. All
Our
right.
our
so
time still never changes because
No.
we're good old
just gotta-
Saskatchewan.
we just got to adjust our TV watching schedule.
Yeah, our viewing habits.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I think you'd like to see at least one, if not 2 wins this week. Hey,
Oh yeah, 2 for sure.
kind of what we thought this past week, but
Yeah.
wasn't to be.
I really want to see Retribution on Wednesday. Like, I'm not talking like fisticuffs or anything like that,
No.
but I want to see them blast Saskatoon. I want to see them come out and just blast them.
Kind of what they did, last game here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, took control
And-
early,
and-
right?
And take it to them. To put it to them, because
Yeah, yeah.
putting their top guys out at for the last power play with a minute left when you're up by a bunch, like, you don't do that.
No, that's kind of, yeah.
You put your other guys on, give them an extra minute or 2 or whatever on power play. Hey, maybe they score too, but
Yeah.
you don't put your top guys out there
No, that's,
and like rub it in the face. You don't. Yeah, that's.
yeah. And
that's
then,
not-
Brandon, who knows? We could see some actual fireworks, right? You never
Yeah,
know.
maybe.
So it'll be interesting. Some interesting games coming up here.
Yeah,
And then,
all in inter division games too. So important games, they gotta win them,
yeah,
or as
not
many
to
as they can.
And to look ahead just a little bit further, next week you're looking at a Wednesday. Edmonton's here, and then the Pats are gone with Agribition coming to town, so they're gone on the Alberta road trip this year.
Yeah, it's weird that they're not going the full distance all the way out to the West Coast, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
they-
saving that for the Briar, right? Is the
yeah,
Briar here?
the curling at the end of the year or the end of the season. So that's when they go off to the States near the end of the year.
Yeah, that'd be a tough one. See what happens. But I don't know if you got anything else, Kev.
No, I think that's about it. Kind of mishmashed everything kind of together, but
Yeah, whatever.
it
flows.
it flows. It feels like get the ups and downs of the week. It's not a whole bunch of ups. It's just kind of ups and downs and ebbs and flows.
Yeah,
Just kind of like the season.
Yeah, I mean, we covered pretty much everything we wanted to talk about. The potential roster changes, guys coming back, and stuff like that, and the games and the standings. I mean, like, touch on it again. Like, it's tight. 2 points jumps you up 2, 3 spots, 4 spots.
Oh yeah, you go on a winning streak, all of a sudden you take over first. If you go on a losing streak, you disappear.
Right? Yeah. I mean, if the Pats would have won tonight, they would have been in second place.
Yeah.
But
But
they are currently in seventh.
The Pats are on a 3-game losing streak on the road, so hopefully on Saturday in Brandon they can switch that from an L to a W. That would be really nice too.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, with that, we should get out of here. Have a good night.
Well, have a good one.